What is up, everybody? My name is Melanie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again. We are going to Korea. We are gonna make a really good recipe, Korean inspired pork ribs. Who does not like ribs? This is super delicious. It's a sweet and spicy braised pork rib. It has gochujang, which is Korean pepper paste, and also Korean pepper flakes, which is called Gochugaru. Okay, Gochugaru. I hope I said that right. I've made different variations of this recipe, but I've been really trying to cut down on the processed sauces that I put inside my marinades. We all know sweet and spicy variation, that's what makes Korean food so good. I'm going to use apples for sweetness and also honey. What's really important about this recipe is the process in which you do things. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it so you can get the best result. It's gonna be delicious. Let's check it out. All right, let's get our prep together. You're gonna need 1 sweet potato and 1 daikon. If you're not familiar with daikon, it's a type of winter radish. Oh my gosh, I love daikon. I used to eat it a lot in Japan. At 7-Eleven, they have these big boiling pots of soup. It's called oden, and you can pick whatever you want from it. Of course, I used to get the daikon. I would get sausage. I would get boiled eggs. Ugh. It's just really one of my favorite things. I was thinking about what the texture is similar to, and the only thing I could think of is really like a beet. Of course, it doesn't taste like beets, but yeah, it's so good. Once you have that all peeled, you're gonna start to chop it up, and I tried to get every piece similar in size. It's kind of hard because both sweet potato and daikon, they're not very easy to cut, so make sure your knife is really sharp so you can get in there and get your chunks similar in size so they cook similar in time. But yeah, daikon's great. It really soaks up the sauce. Another way you've probably seen daikon is pickled. Koreans do a pickled daikon. Also, Vietnamese have shredded pickled daikon and carrot. Usually it comes with like the egg rolls. Yeah, it's a versatile ingredient, let me tell you. All right, now we're going to make a paste, and I told you we're gonna make it sweet. So you're gonna need 1 apple, 1 whole white onion, and then 3 garlic cloves. So get them all chopped up. Leave them in chunks. You don't have to cut them small at this point in time because we are going to char these things. We're gonna get a nice char to give our sauce some really good flavor. So whatever kind of pan, cast iron that you have that you can char these ingredients up on, do that, and then put it in a blender. And we're blending this sauce. This is the sauce that we're gonna braise our pork in. So what is going into our sweet and spicy pepper paste? You're gonna need white vinegar, you're gonna need regular soy sauce, or if you find one made in Japan or Korea, the flavor is so rich, that will work also. Next, a heaping tablespoon of our gochujang Korean pepper paste, and there's a lot of brands at the Asian store for the gochujang paste, and really you just have to choose between like mild, medium, and hot. And toasted sesame oil, I like it heavy on the sesame oil taste, so I put a lot of that. And then our Gochugaru Korean pepper flakes. Last but not least, our honey. And that is it. We are all ready to blend. The sauce is so yummy and balanced. You're gonna love it with the pork. You know, pork is really good with sweet flavors. Have you ever heard of pork chops and applesauce? This is like Korean pork chop and applesauce.
We're having pork chops and applesauce.
I didn't even plan that. It seriously popped into my mind right now, but you know why? Because it works, baby. Okay. These are pork spare ribs. Let's get our ribs ready. They can be called like rib tips, or sometimes even sweet and sour pork ribs at the grocery store. I wash them really well, and then I start to slice them. So you get nice little riblet, little pieces. Each one of them has a good amount of meat on them. I like this cut a lot for a lot of different recipes. Once you have them all cut, we're gonna do something really cool. We're basically gonna boil all the impurities out of these ribs just because we're making such a nice sauce. I don't want any of that scummy stuff in our sauce. So I sliced an onion because that's gonna fry up with our pork after. And look at all this. That comes from like the bones and the meat. So yeah, don't worry, it's not gonna like change the flavor of your sauce in a negative way by boiling these, or even change the texture of the meat. It really just does a really nice job of keeping all that nasty flavor out of the sauce. So after they've been washed in cold water, put them into the frying pan with some sesame oil and some salt, and we're gonna fry these things up. Add in your white onion, a little bit of pepper. Okay, these are looking great, man. I think we're ready for our sauce. What do you guys think? Yes, let's get our sauce in there. Sauce going in. Now, this sauce is luxurious, as you can see. And the only thing that can make this sauce even better is the flavor of sweet potato and daikon. So add in your sweet potato, add in your daikon, and because we don't want this sauce to just disintegrate and stick to the bottom of the pan like a sweet burnt mess, we are going to add in some water. Yes. The meat needs water to get tender, and those potatoes and daikon need it also. Put the lid on, and we're gonna slow cook until it's perfect. All right, so what are we gonna eat with these ribs? Personal decision of mine to opt out of the rice and have it with a bit of lettuce and green onions, just because it's a little bit too many carbs for one day for me within this dish at this point in time in my life. Decisions. Yeah, but I'm making the rice for everybody else, so I'm being strong, which is good to do every once in a while. This is a special way of cutting the green onion. Slice it down the middle, flip it over, and slice it down the sides so you have long strips. It's just a cool way of eating it. And so yeah, the lettuce, the green onion, and bean sprouts. Super fresh, super good. You can also eat cucumber with it too. There's the rice I wish I could be eating. And our ribs are ready. Look at the way the sauce changes. It's so much more thick. The starchiness from the potatoes help with that. And also the potatoes and the daikon soak up a bit of the sauce too. The ribs are so tender. These are like the easiest ribs to make, honestly. I've never had a tough spare rib when I cut it like this and then braise it in some kind of liquid. But this is how the rice plate looks. How yummy. Make sure you pour extra sauce on top. Add the green onions. You can give them lettuce too. I guess they can have lettuce and bean sprouts. Delicious. Now, I gotta make my plate too. Let's see how the riceless plate looks. All jokes aside, this plate was really satisfying because, I mean, you still get potato, daikon. It was really, really good. And then I also ate it with some seaweed. Oh yes, so good, make you want to slap your mama. So all you mamas, don't let nobody slap you. Cause this right here, let me tell you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was very delicious and fulfilling for me. I hope you get to try it. Just follow the recipe. If you have any questions, leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, guys, see you next time. Where should we go next?